All right, so first thing, let's see, what do we have on this list right here?
Yeah, pull that open.
You want to talk about the anxiety stuff with mental, like all the mental health stuff and the COVID stuff?
Sure.
All right, so this is something you were talking about last night a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to kind of let you start it off, and then I'll, color commentary, not colored commentary. I mean, I know I'm a little brown, but.
No, I was just, since I work in HR, it's kind of come up a lot with COVID and people wanting, having some kind of like mental anxiety and issue. Well, obviously it's mental, but having anxiety issues, dealing with everything and just the state of the world right now. Everyone's having some like mental breakdowns and such.
It's not just going to be the disease or the virus. It's going to have effects on different parts of like everyday life. It's not just the getting sick, Yeah,
well, it affects everybody differently too. And like, I kind of, you know me, I research everything. And I kind of think that's what I've been dealing with too, just being overworked and just so much stuff going on. And it's like adrenaline based at work, like go, go, go. And I get home and I'm just complete brain dead. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I need to just be a couch potato and not do anything. And that kind of sucks. I mean, and that's just a mild, outcome of everything that's going on right now. But there's a lot of people that are being greatly affected by this, whether they've, they're dealing with COVID themselves or family member or lost family members because of it or something else drastically changed in their life because of it.
Yeah.
And I think it's good that we're starting to acknowledge the importance of not only physical health, but also mental health side of things. Yeah. And I'm actually trying to work on something for the employees, like we always do the biggest loser competition at work.
Okay.
I'm like, okay.
You're still allowed to do that?
Yeah. So we address the physical side of things and stress, healthy eating and things like that. But there's also the other piece of the puzzle is working on mental health. And I've been talking a lot, to my boss about things. And it just really got me started thinking about it. And how can people work on that side of things? Yeah. Like we're all told, okay, well, de-stress. Go exercise, go do yoga. Yeah. Breathing exercises. There's like the adult coloring books, you know.
But with COVID, you can't breathe. So, I mean.
But it's not even just that. It's just like everything that stemmed from that. Like people losing their jobs or whether that was voluntary or involuntary. And then the repercussions of that. And then just kind of how that ricochets through every aspect of your life.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm trying to come up with things to be able to offer the employees because you can kind of see it on people's faces.
And then when you do that for the people and not just you being in HR, anything like that, but when you try and do that, like just, with any situation, you try and do something for a friend, you try and help out a friend, then you kind of look inside after, saying, because it's easier said than done. It's easier to tell someone else, hey, try this, but then implementing it in your own life, then it's tricky. It's hard to, it's hard to, but so whenever you start telling someone and you look inside yourself, you're like, oh, okay, maybe I need to do that too. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, it's like this big vicious circle. So it's, you're basically just take it from the job. You're stressed out because you're working hard right now. Then now that translates to you coming home and you're just kind of vegging out because you just need to chill and not think about anything else. But, for me personally, when I'm stressed, like maybe a lot of people, I'm like, ooh, food. And that makes me happy. Yeah. Some people, alcohol, or, whatever your thing is, your coping mechanism that helps you feel better. So it's like, it kind of spirals from there and then it can branch out to having other issues or, like I just noticed that for me, I feel completely drained of energy. Yeah. So trying to figure out, well, how do I fix that?
Well, you've been looking into the things that can help supplement what you going on in your body to kind of, change that. And I knew we've been doing the electrolyte stuff, which is, you said it's helped a good amount.
Yeah. And so all of that, it's crazy though, because it's like you go down the rabbit hole. Because it's like I started looking up one
and not
thing.
fucking Gatorade, okay? Not electrolytes like Gatorade and Powerade, like actual healthy stuff.
Yeah, so it's weird because, you've been doing the electrolytes ever since kind of your
anxiety attack
your
when I act like a bitch in Vegas.
I don't want to call it your mental breakdown, but your anxiety attack.
Well, it was,
last August.
Yeah.
And, I know what electrolytes are, and they're good for people that are, working out in the heat and sweating a lot. That's how I always viewed it.
Hydration
I viewed
and stuff.
the average human being doing a normal workout when they come home doesn't need electrolytes. Yeah. So that's why I always brushed it off. And you're like, oh yeah, it helps me. And I'm just like, okay, cool, whatever helps you.
Yeah, but then also, we're getting older. I know it's not something that we like to admit, but we're getting older, so our bodies are affected in different ways, and they don't recover as well. So you need that little extra help,
Well, so what led me down that path to even looking at them, because I told you I was having issues, like it's the same kind of thing. So for me, like kind of like getting back to the mental health thing, for me, I know I'm more stable, I guess I'd call it, when I'm working out. Like I have a pattern. Yeah. I am a creature of habit. Like so come home from work, do my workout, eat healthy. Boom. That's what helps me be level.
When you deviate from that,
then there's problems.
And we share half a bag of Jelly Bellies.
I know. I ate the rest this morning.
I saw the empty bag.
Yeah. So for me,
shits were good.
I start going down that path of what I think is healthy, but then boom, something happens. So all of a sudden now I'm having issues with not being able to sleep, having severe cramps in my legs and my feet. Can't even get through a workout because my feet were like cramped up where I thought they'd look like this.
Yeah. And you kept saying, oh, my feet are cramping up.
Yeah,
and we were sitting down watching TV.
Yeah. It's crazy. And so I was like, what the hell? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back to basics. Maybe I just need more water. So I started making sure I was drinking more water, all, the normal things that you think of. And I was talking to my coworker and she said, no, I should have electrolytes. Yeah. You need to check that, because she's like, that's why I eat a banana before I go to bed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, potassium. Okay. Yeah, I've heard that. I remember my mom telling me that as a kid.
Yeah.
So I went down that rabbit hole and researched and came across how it was important for people in my situation that paleo, I don't really eat carbs.
Yeah.
So that's like the number one issue. So I'm like, oh, but there's other benefits with the sodium intake and all that stuff that helps with the mental side of things.
Yeah. That is one thing that I will like give you props for, is that there's a lot of people that like hit a problem and they just don't try and figure it out. And not saying that I'm, not one of those people every once in a while, but you like see a problem and you're like, I need to figure this out and I need to like work around it and figure out my ways. And so then you go down your rabbit holes and then you come to me once a week with some new funny paleo healthy thing. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Cool. Rub coffee bean, coffee grounds on your face in the shower. And it looks like poop in a
That
thing.
Isn't new. Okay. Your sister does that as well. No, but I mean,
don't involve my sister in this.
It gets to a point where I was just getting annoyed because I was like, God damn it, I'm just trying to exercise and eat healthy, and now I'm having issues with even doing that. So what the hell? 2 months in, and this is a pattern that's been happening. And it's like,
you get 2 months down and you're just like,
and then
fuck
that's
it,
why I ended up giving up, because I feel like I hit that roadblock, and like this time I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. So there's got to be something's going on here. Obviously, that happens every single time I try being very consistent with the working out and everything. I don't just go on a walk and call it my workout, like that 30 minutes of the jumping around and all that.
You hear that?
Yeah, you hear me. So so it was like other things.
Every couple of minutes when the workout's done.
The workout I follow is like a 30-minute, I just cast it up on the TV, and it's this app, and the follow along video, it gives you a visual cue that you can follow along with the instructor, or it's the audio cue, which you hear is the really loud, annoying bing sound, which I wish they would change what the sound is because it's super annoying. But
then you can hear it over the metal blasting, which is amazing.
Well, yeah, because I put it up loud enough because their music they have in the background, which I do give them props because every different workout they change up the music slightly. So it'd be like, okay, one theme was a little more
smooth jazz.
Yeah. And it wasn't as smooth like
98.1.
No, it was still upbeat, but it was like, okay, here's your normal club music. Then here is a little bit more funk. Like one of them was, I was like, all right, cool, get into this.
Come in,
One had a little bit more of like a classic rock undertones to it. So they were trying to appeal to all audiences, which is kind of cool. But still, I'm like, nah. So just listen to my playlist and go.
It is the one thing that does annoy me about that is that whenever I go to do my workout the next time, since the TV is so loud, and when my workout starts, it's the Body Beast thing, and like the beginning animation is like metal being like bing bing, and so it's so fucking loud, and every time I forget that you just worked out last, so like, and I forget, oh shit, it's loud. Yeah, and so it's like I have it on like 11 or 12. You have it on like 35. So it's like, I'm like, oh fuck, like, because I always, I know a lot of people like work out with like metal music or hip hop or whatever as music that's loud that gets you going. Me, I like being pissed off when I work out because it makes me angry. It makes me want to like pump more, but so
pump it up.
I just listen to like either like podcasts or something that is talking about the insanity of the world that we live in. Because
you don't get distracted?
No, well, yeah, of course. There's many a times where I'm lifting and I laugh or something and like whatever. But like it's something that gets me riled up and gets me pissed off because then everyone's different. Everyone has their own little thing. But that to me, like I was listening. Rogan was talking about it. How when he works out, when he's going through, like when he's pumping, he's trying to hit that next level or whatever. He thinks about if his family was being kidnapped and about to be like assaulted, and he thinks that like I need to do this in order to stop that. Being comfortable with violence is a must nowadays, whether it's in a parking lot, a store, at school, church, Kenosha, car lot, middle
1,
of the street.
2, and 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. If you're faced with violence,
4, 5, 6.
Wow, Offspring.
Yeah.
That's the loudest concert I've ever been to, actually.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of...
Ixnay the Ombre, favorite album. Okay, go ahead.
Pretty fly for a half white guy. If you're faced with violence, be calm, be confident, and be comfortable. From the mat to the field, in comfort, there is confidence. Have both with Violent Vibe Tribe. We got to figure out this little ad read a little bit. We got to work it around. But basically, you got to have that violent vibe about you. It doesn't mean be violent towards people. You just know that you always got to
be prepared.
Be prepared. Keep on your toes.
Be like Rittenhouse.
Keep your eyes peeled. I never got that. Terms
peeled.
This is like onions.
Open.
Oh yeah, but is that peeled? It's not like you're not peeled back, I guess. I don't know. Basically, just always know your surroundings. Always know what's going on, because especially nowadays with all the stuff going on, there's shit can pop off, man, and shit can get crazy, and you could find yourself at a Travis Scott concert. Or hanging out with Alec Baldwin. But anyways, go check out violentvibetribe.com and use the promo code TD20 for 20% off your entire order. And Till Death Studios and Violent Vibe Tribe are going to be doing a sweet collab on a little sticker pack. So stay tuned on all that, and I'll definitely be finger blasting the...
I'm going with guns.
Damn it.
You're a little slow over there.
Dwight, you ignorant slut!
Yeah, but make sure you check out all that, and we're going to be doing that sticker pack, and so check out all the all the social medias for all that info. And speaking of social medias, at violent_vibe_tribe, to go like and share and subscribe and follow them and diddle them, all the things. But yeah, go check them out. Again, Violent Vibe Tribe. Make sure you keep your eyes peeled.
Try to relax your anus.
Be a banana.
I'm a banana. Do you remember that video?
No.
Oh, I have so many good things to share. So go check it out. And and Nick Wright also is the owner of the company. And he's been on our podcast a couple times. So go check out one of the episodes. Later. Which is an interesting take on it, but I mean, I get it. Like, you push through to that, to that next level. You're like, fuck it, what if this was my fan? You know what I mean? So, and
interesting.
it's again, everyone's different. Everyone has their own little thing. I also think that you listen to metal very loudly, to annoy the fucking neighbors. So,
both.
yeah, we have a fuck the neighbors playlist. But because she's a cunt. But yeah, and I do think that I've said to you a bunch, I have to burp, it's right there and I can't burp this, I keep talking funky, but no, I do, like I've said to you a couple of times, I do commend you on being able to push through and stuff like that. Like before the wedding, you were doing that too, and then this past time I like to think that it's because I'm working out with you, and it's my fault. It's all on me. That's just because I have an ego.
So yeah, like I was saying,
because this is the most I've worked out consistently in ever.
Well, that's it. I'm trying to be consistent because it helps me de-stress. Because if I have that, and I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, but also if you're predictable, then that can also be bad, getting stuck in a rut. And I'm like, not necessarily. I know a lot of people that don't do well unless they are sticking with a routine. And that's why I think with COVID and everything else that's happening right now, it throws people off because it's messing up people's normal routines.
And stress levels.
And I know normal routines too can be considered safe and you just feel better. But I don't know, call it what you want. If you want to say, oh, well, you're being too safe or whatever. Okay, I like that.
But this is my life. Just like that's your life, and you want to make those decisions. But I think you're less stressed after a really nice shower today.
True, showers are awesome.
Yes, conjoined showers. We have a co-ed shower on Saturdays.
Locker room. Co-ed locker room.
You didn't snap me with a towel. What the fuck? But I don't know if you guys noticed, but her face got a little red. But anyways, so I'm gonna get killed later. It's just the new way. Every episode of the podcast, there's a new way that I'm gonna get murdered later, and I somehow find my way out of it. But anyways, so yeah, you were talking about money, and we're about talking about the money and job situation and all that, and
kind of again with the whole mental side of things, and then people with anxiety, but leading into kind of what's happening now.
There have been a lot of studies done since the COVID stuff that has talked about because like we were saying at the start of this little discussion, is that it's not just the virus, it's other things and elements that are affected by the the lockdowns and the whole pandemic stuff and whatever, and a lot the suicide rate has gone up drastically because losing your job, losing a sense of normalcy. Like how many people were just barely hanging on with the life that was laid out before March 2020. You know what I mean?
Or like us, having to be away from people. That's kind of our normal thing anyway. So
that didn't really shock our system too much. But I mean, it's one of those things too where it's like, yeah, we're homebodies to the for the most part, but at the same time we like being able to have the option, and it's it's cool to be able to But then there's positives that come out of everything. You got to be able to look at everything, positively. You obviously see the negatives because that's just human nature. You're going to see that more, but you got to look at the positives, like the podcasting and stuff like that. We've gotten a lot more traction and stuff like that because people are at home and they want more content to kind of watch. And, again, it's, menial there, but it affected our lives in a certain way,
Well, what's crazy, so like with that HR group that I recently joined on Facebook, one of the most interesting pieces I think, so I'm so used to my industry being in government, how we operate.
Yeah.
These are people of all industries across the United States.
Yeah.
So one of the questions that somebody asked was, is your work going back to, your employees coming back to the actual job site? Are you remaining remote only, working from home, or doing like a hybrid? Well, my work wanted everyone back ASAP.
Yeah.
So that wasn't working to have people at home.
Yeah.
We are there to serve the public.
And also your opinion on all that too. You don't like working from home.
Personally, I like having...
You just don't like me, so...
I don't think my job is conducive. I don't even think that's... My brain is a little right now. What I do, I don't think I can perform that well from the house. I think I need to be on site because of everything I need to have access to. Because we're not fully electronic for everything. We still do have paper files in drawers.
And you also have a husband that, likes to bug you. And like, here, look at this Facebook video that I...
So it was just weird because the biggest response is that people are like, oh, we're remaining remote forever. And I was like, that is so trippy to me. The fact that this changed it so much because I guess there are industries where you can work from home. There's no issue with that. Yeah.
Which is another positive coming out of this, that a lot of the Zoom and Skype and like all that, a lot of people have gotten more technologically sound and rounded out. So, it is a positive.
Yeah. It's, to me, I was kind of like dumbfounded that was the response because I'm like, oh my gosh. But we work in government and we're there to serve the people. So we have to be there to serve the people. Yeah. So we can't be at home. Yeah. Whereas if you are working call centers and other places like that, where you don't have to physically be at that location, then
or
great.
HR for those businesses.
But that's what's crazy to me. I'm like, HR is all about the people aspect of it. I can't imagine.
Human resources.
Yeah. I can't imagine telling somebody, oh, well, you can only contact me via Zoom, the telephone, email. Yeah. Like, I know Zoom, you're still face to face without physically being there, but I don't like that. I like having that open door where I tell my employees, you can come by and see me anytime. You have a problem? Yeah. Come on by, close that door. Let's have that conversation. I guess you can do that through Zoom too, but it just... But there's also something to be said.
There's also something to be said also is if someone is coming to your door and right there, then it's one of those things where you might be in the middle of doing something or whatever, but at the same time, they're already there. So it's kind of like, not an like obligation, but you like kind of have to, like, they're there. Cool. Let's talk open door policy, stuff like that. But if you are, what's it called? If someone is calling you or Zoom call, there's a lot more of an ability for you to be like, I'll get back to them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it has this
I'd be like, nah, I don't have time for you.
Exactly. And then that can breed resentment. That can breed so it causes issues. There's good and bad in every situation.
There is. And one of the really good aspects of being able to work physically next to each other is, one of the things that I look for as HR is if I see an employee that just something doesn't seem right. They seem really down. Yeah. Something's happened. I see them on a daily basis. Yeah. So I can be like, something's going on. Yeah, so it's kind of almost like doing a wellness check on people when they come to work. Yeah. Whereas you lose that when you're now away from people.
Exactly. And then once you're away from people so long, you almost like lose the that sense, that like sixth sense of being able to kind of tell if someone's going, you know what I mean? Because if you're not around people all the time, then you kind of lose that like, hey, are they all right? And you're just like, whatever, they're fine, you know, what, no big deal. But like,
and personally, I like having the separation between home and work. Yeah. I like that.
Exactly.
Because I know when I come home, I don't my HR hat is off, you know?
Well, kind of,
yeah. But, you know, it's just interesting. And I think that's going to be something that, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with other, like if, you know, I don't plan on staying in government for the rest of my life.
Yeah. So we're going to do this. This is,
you know, if I switch to a different industry, I'd be really curious to see, like, so I work from home. I guess that's okay.
But I mean, if your job wasn't government, I mean, even if you were, you know, in HR, but just for a different company, stuff like that, if your job wasn't government and it wasn't so, you know, you don't do your job, then, you know, cities kind of, you know, it kind of goes into a kind of free fall with certain things, because you do payroll, you do a lot of stuff too. So like, you know, in a different industry, or in a different type of HR job, not, you know, with government, then it could be a lot easier to do stuff from home, you know, you just got to deal with me. But yeah, so that kind of brings us to one thing, talking about that. We did want to, since we are getting some more traction, some more viewers and stuff like that, we did kind of want to poll our audience a little bit. Like, how has that affected, how has all this COVID stuff affected you negatively or positively? Like, has it changed the way you view your job or just the general public and stuff like that? Send us a comment. Send us.
Yeah, I'm just really curious. Like with people that feel like they need to quit.
Yeah.
And why? Was it just specifically related to disagreeing with company policies and how they were handling COVID time?
Masking, vaccines,
or was it realizing that maybe at the job you were in was, you know, way too much stress and not worth it? You know, I'm just curious how come we do have so many people that are out of work, because I get a weekly update from the state saying what the unemployment rate is. Yeah. And it was holding at around the same percentage for a while, and I don't remember it, unfortunately. Yeah. But it's all of a sudden dipped even lower now. Yeah. Or I'm sorry, dipped higher. Well, it's a higher percentage of people out of work. And I'm like, okay, well, we have so many people that are hiring right now. Yeah. So many people. But people aren't willing to take those jobs, and I don't know why.
Well, a lot of it could be because they're already not an industry or a type of job that someone would want to do, and then now they have mandated stuff and like all this stuff, so it's like, why am I going to do that?
But a lot of those mandates have gone away.
Yeah, but it's because a mandate is basically something by government saying that you have to do it. But that doesn't mean that private industry or private businesses don't still uphold those idiotic fucking... Oh,
so we've done away with everything.
Exactly.
So I guess I don't know what private businesses want to do.
Some private businesses, you still got to wear a mask if you work here. You got to go get poked. You know what I mean?
They don't. We literally dropped everything. Yeah. So people walking in don't have to wear a mask. Yeah. No temperature checks, and nothing. I mean,
a lot of it too could have to do with distance and driving and commute and all that. Which now with gas prices and stuff like that, especially being in California, that
would be the huge plus to not working at home. Yeah. And to working at home is saving on gas for sure, especially right now.
Pants, come on.
And not wearing pants. There you go.
Tubing it up.
And actually, two people that we just hired, I
really want to know what saying not wearing pants made you think of this.
What's going on, guys? You just watched a clip of the Till Death podcast. Thank you for your support. Make sure you click the subscribe button down here. Click one of the videos, one right here or one right down here. You just, like Biden, you just got to keep punching at it and punching at it and punching at it.
Come on, man.
Damn.